This video is going to focus on the rise of the Populist Party, um, a third party that arose from farmers' discontent with their economic situation with the post-Civil War. The lecture will talk about one of the major issues during presidential politics during this time period, the money question, dealing with bimetallism and the gold standard, and we'll explain what that is in just a moment. And we'll also look at the origins of the Populist Party, as well as some of the turning points dealing with this third party in the 1880s and 1890s, culminating with the 1896 election. So one of the things, and I'm going to go slightly out of order here, so make sure that you're paying attention. But one of the first things that we want to talk about that helped give rise to these farmers' alliances, the patrons of husbandry, otherwise known as the Grange, and then ultimately the Populist Party, is this money question, or the issue of money, and the issues of bimetallism or the gold standard. And so, like I said, one of the most hotly debated issues of the era was whether or not to expand the money supply. This money question it reflected the growing tension during the industrial age between the haves and the have-nots. The debtors, the people that were in debt, farmers, startup businesses, they would be known as the have-nots. These people wanted more money in circulation. This would enable them to, number one, borrow money at lower interest rates. Second, pay off their loans more easily with the inflated dollars. After the Panic of 1873, for instance, many Americans blamed the gold standard, or only printing enough paper money that is backed by gold that the United States government has, for restricting the money supply and causing the Depression. To expand the supply of U.S. currency, easy or soft money advocates campaigned first for more paper money. This is known as the Greenbacks, and we'll talk about the Greenback Party momentarily. And then for the unlimited minting of silver coins, and this is going to start the whole issue of bimetallism, where you back the money supply not just by gold, but by gold and silver. On the opposite side of this money question would be the haves. These are the bankers, the creditors, the investors, the established businesses. These are the groups that stood firm for hard money, meaning currencies only backed by gold stored in government vaults. This is a gold standard. Dollars backed by gold would be more likely to hold their value against inflation. The less money the less money that's circulated out there, the stronger the dollar would be. The big holders of money understood that as the U.S. economy and population grew, a limited number of gold-backed dollars would gain in value. In fact, as predicted, the dollar did increase in value by as much as 300% between 1865 and 1890. So what's going on here? Why does this money question help cause one of the more important, more influential third parties created during the late 19th century? I want to talk about the Greenback Party again. I mentioned that a little bit earlier, and what greenbacks are. Greenbacks are paper money not backed by specie, not backed by gold or silver. This had been issued by the federal government during the Civil War. It was an emergency measure for financing the Civil War, and these northern farmers who received high prices during the war associated greenbacks with prosperity. Farmers love high prices because they're selling their crop, and so the higher the prices, the more money for them. And so that's why they associate high prices with prosperity, and they associate greenbacks with prosperity. On the other hand, you see creditors and investors, they attack the use of paper money not by specie as a violation of natural law. Siding with the creditors, Congress in 1875 passed the Specie Resumption Act, which withdrew the last of the greenbacks from circulation. So you start to see that the supporters of paper money, they start to turn towards politics to try to get their message across and try to gain support. And they did find support in a new political party, the Greenback Party. In the congressional election of 1878, for instance, Greenback candidates received nearly 1 million votes, and 14 members were elected to Congress. When the hard times of the 1870s ended, however, the Greenback Party died out. But the goal of the increase in amount of money in circulation did not. In fact, the demands for silver money would continue to be a major issue in American politics throughout the remaining years of the century. In addition to removing greenbacks, Congress in the 1870s also stopped the coinage of silver. The critics of stopping of the coinage of silver is called the crime of 1873. Then silver discoveries in Nevada revived demands for the use of silver to expand the money supply. Once again, now that we see the greenbacks being left out, what these people that demand high prices, they're looking elsewhere. How else can we get more money circulating? And so they shift their attention to silver. And once again, as these silver discoveries in Nevada were brought to the public's attention, the demand for the use of silver to expand the money supply came again as a major issue. So in 1878, a compromise law was passed, the Bland-Allison Act. It was passed, and the Bland-Allison Act, a compromise law between silver and gold, it allowed only a limited coinage of between $2 million and $4 million in silver each month at the standard silver to gold ratio of 16:1. Once again, the Bland-Allison Act is the compromise law between the silver advocates and the gold standard advocates. It allowed only a limited coinage of about $2 million to $4 million in silver each month, and it was set at the standard silver to gold ratio of 16:1. Not satisfied, however, the farmers, debtors, and western miners continue to press for the unlimited coinage of silver. And so we are going to return to this silver question again when we look at the election of 1896. In the next video, however, I want to go back and look at the origins of the people that are supporting these measures, such as the Greenback Party, supporting these measures as the unlimited coinage of silver, or there will be supporters of the Bland-Allison Act of 1878. And we will look at the origins of the Grange, the Farmers' Alliances, and ultimately the Populist Party.